What's up everybody, it's Sean here back today to give you guys a review of the Lapstone & Hammer Asics Gel-Kayano 12.1 in the Spark colorway. With summer right around the corner, have you ever wondered if there's a solution to preserving your sneakers, making sure they last longer, and preventing them from crumbling? Well, the solution to that is Capsule. Today's video is sponsored by Capsule, and it's a sneaker preservation system which is very simple, and Capsule helps to extend the life of your sneakers, ensuring that you can wear them for longer. So it's a very simple process and it looks just like this. So this is an airtight UV protective pod which you store your shoes inside when you're not wearing them. But the secret sauce actually comes in the form of a cartridge which you actually inject into this pod, and this cartridge contains a specially formulated gas which represents the ideal state to keep your shoes inside. So this targets the two main reasons why your shoes fade, age, and crumble over time, which is hydrolysis and oxidization. So this product is scientifically proven. They went through rigorous testing comparing shoes kept in a normal shoebox versus one kept in the capsule system, and the results honestly speak for themselves. So I'll link their website, their socials, all that stuff down below, so check them out, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable with this product first, and if you do decide to check them out and try it for yourself, use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 20% off your entire purchase. And of course, as always, if you do decide to check them out, tell them that you heard about them through this channel. So this right here is the very popular collaboration between Lapstone and Hammer with Asics. Releasing back on May 2nd for a price of $195 US, which is approximately 270 Canadian dollars converted. This collaboration is called the Spark, and it's on the silhouette, the Gel-Kayano 12.1, which is very popular nowadays. This combines the upper of the Gel-Kayano 12 with the bottom tooling of the Gel Nimbus 17. And combining the two together, it's safe to say that Asics has a hit on their hands. So this shoe sold out pretty fast, and judging by the prices on the secondary market, there's a decent demand for this shoe, which really isn't a surprise considering how versatile and just how easy to wear this shoe is. So jumping right into the details of the shoe itself, the majority of the upper is crafted out of the open style diamond shaped mesh. The strands are quite thick, but it is very airy, which makes it very breathable. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have different layers of this silver colored tumbled leather, which based on the eye test is a synthetic leather, but it does have the appearance of leather nonetheless. It incorporates some reflective touches on it as well, and the same silver colored leather covers the eyelets too. Next to this on the lateral side, as like any other Gel-Kayano 12.1, we have this synthetic panel here with these horizontal lines cutting across in black. And then moving downwards on the lateral side, we have the signature Asics stripe. This is actually covered in this hairy black suede. And when you compare this to the medial side, on this side we have genuine suede once again, but this is done in more of an off-white or light beige color. Moving further down, here we have a genuine leather panel. This is also done in this slightly off-white or cream color. We have Gel-Kayano 12.1 branding pressed on in black, and then underneath this on the lateral side, we have Asics branding here as well. Covering the center of the heel, we have this shiny silver synthetic layer with black color detailing, and above this we have a reflective silver panel with the Asics logo in red. As far as the laces go, this pair only comes with one lace option, and they're an oval shaped cream colored lace, but they come with these red lace tips which are inspired by match heads. And then underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that same diamond shaped mesh. But then along the top of the tongue, this is covered in a cream colored canvas, along with more genuine cream colored leather. And then in the center of the tongue, we have this cutaway, revealing Japanese kanji characters that translates to Kayano, which fun fact is actually the last name of the designer behind the original Gel-Kayano running shoe. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this cream colored mesh liner. And then for the insoles, these come with a pretty well padded foam lined insole. You'll see it features custom graphics on the top, and we have Gel-Kayano 12.1 branding here as well. So the upper of the shoe adopts the midsole from the Gel Nimbus 17. And this is comprised of two types of foam. We have fluid bride technology on the top. This is colored in cream, along with a layer of white foam underneath on the bottom. So alongside the dual density foam, they also incorporate Asics gel technology. This is colored in this bold and vibrant red color, and it's visible on the lateral forefoot as well as the lateral heel, and this helps with impact protection and shock absorption. And then for the bottom of the shoe, this is predominantly constructed out of segmented black rubber. So the grooves help to give the shoe more flexibility, and then in the middle we have this gray colored TPU shank plate, which is what Asics calls their trustic technology, and this is there in place to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe, and for those wondering about how these fit, to me these fit like any other Gel-Kayano 12.1, so I personally went true to size. I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in a size 10 and they fit me very comfortably, not too snug, not too loose. So I feel like if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot, you can go true to size in this model. If you have a really wide foot, maybe it's better if you go up half a size, but I always recommend people to try on even like a GR colorway in store first, just to get a sense of how they fit your feet, because ultimately everyone's feet are gonna be a little bit different, and how you like your shoes to fit your feet are also gonna be different too. But generally speaking, I feel like these do run pretty true to size, so that's what I'd recommend. Moving on to the comfort, so this is a very comfortable model, but it's one that's not overly soft, it's not overly cushioned. So that doesn't make it uncomfortable. It actually gives you quite a bit of support, especially underneath the arches of your feet. So it gives you a good amount of softness, but again, while not sacrificing stability and support, which I personally find to be very important because I feel a lot of pain in the arches of my feet if a shoe is just too soft with not enough support. So if you're looking for something that's pretty well-rounded, pretty balanced, this is gonna be a great option. If you're looking for something that has like maximum cushioning and maximum softness, then you probably won't love the feeling of these on feet. Last but not least, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, I thought the material quality was definitely an upgrade over a standard version of this shoe. So they utilized genuine leathers and genuine suedes, which was a nice surprise. It's not just completely all synthetic materials. And I thought the overall build of the shoe was okay. My left foot, everything just looked a little bit crooked compared to my right. So when I wear these and look down at my feet, my left foot just looks a little bit shifted in the sense that not everything was aligned down the center. It's just one of those things where it's not that big of a deal, but once you notice it, you can't really unsee it. But aside from that though, the stitch job was good. It was free of any glue stains. So I'm guessing I just got unlucky in that sense, but I'm also one that really nitpicks the quality and condition of my shoes. So I feel like for the average person out there, it probably isn't gonna really bother you. Another thing I also thought was interesting was that for a collaboration, there was actually no mention of Lapstone and hammer on the shoe itself. Nothing on the insole, nothing on the box, nothing on the tongue. So some might say that this is more of like an exclusive colorway for the store, but if Lapstone and hammer actually had a part in the process of designing this colorway, then who's to say that this isn't actually a true collaboration? It's just free of any branding, which love it or hate it, it is what it is. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this is a very simple, wearable, and versatile colorway of the Gel-Kayano 12.1. That, in combination with the premium materials, really makes this a highly sought after colorway, which really makes sense. I love the hits of red, it really makes the shoe pop, and I also love how the lateral side is different from the medial side. It's just one of those subtle differences that makes the shoe stand out without being over the top and just loud and in your face. So leave your thoughts down below, let me know what do you guys think about this Lapstone and Hammer Gel-Kayano 12.1 in the Spark colorway. What are your overall thoughts on this shoe? Did you strike out and buy these on the secondary market, or are you just not a fan of it, which is totally okay, and this was a pass for you? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts down below for you guys to check out and follow. And another huge shout out goes out to Capsule for sponsoring today's video. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all in my next review.